Right, so we are live once again. I'm just checking everything is working correctly, as if you remember the first podcast, it didn't go too well, in terms of the sound anyway. So I'm just checking, I am on, we've got one viewer on, fantastic. So I'm trying to play around with the settings a little bit in terms of the latency, so if somebody knows what they're talking about, can always help. Because latency to me, it doesn't matter, but I've tried normal latency, which apparently it should give you 4K, or 1080p in this case, even though this is a 4K camera, and give you the best sort of option for viewing. So we're gonna have a play. Right, boom, sounds perfect. That's what I'm hearing, that's what I like to hear. Just one second, I'm going to see if I can play with the settings at all, because I don't know, please tell me what it looks like if you're watching this on a decent size screen. So anything on a laptop, TV, please let me know, because even though in the back of my software, OBS, if anybody's wondering, it looks sharp. Again, I'm using a 4K camera, however, I don't think it comes out as best as I think I want it to come. So please let me know what it's looking like. Obviously I can't see anything yet on the YouTube comment side, but if I go to output, video again, see, I can't change it. Never mind. Right, we'll see. So, second podcast, I've got a big can of Red Bull ready, and hopefully this is going to be a good little podcast. So as you can see, so this is going to be again, I've posted this on the stories, I've posted this on our Facebook group, so YumCars community. If people want me to answer any questions, I'm all for it today. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Very clear on my phone. See, that's very strange because I've got people commenting, which is great. Looking okay. Sounds a little bit low. Okay, interesting. If the sound is a little bit low, maybe if we turn it up, should be better. So anyway, this is going to be an update video, or an update podcast. Talk about life, talk about plans, and of course interact with you lovely people. So as you can see next to me, let's make sure this is in frame, because this is exactly where it should be. So basically, this morning, if you do follow us on Instagram, so YumCars Official, you will see that I was unpacking today some pallets, and those pallets came all the way from Germany. One second, it's fine, but stream quality 720 max. Yeah, 720p, Tom, that is my issue. It should be in 1080p if I'm completely honest with you. Right. Interesting. Just one second. I may have to restart this once again. It's saying it's not. Right, I'm gonna have to do it another time, because yeah, it's just gonna end up turning into a nightmare. So I'm learning. At least I'm sounding okay this time. Next time it's gonna be the video quality, even though that is a bloody 4K camera that's coming out. All my videos are ultra high definition. The podcast for some reason is just not working. So this morning I was unpacking some pallets, and on those pallets, as you can see, are some very, very beautiful bottles. We've been waiting for these for quite a while, and basically they are going to be our new bottles from Press Hall. So we're waiting for our photographer. He's been very busy. He was meant to come in actually now on the weekend, but it's his wedding anniversary, so I guess, the wedding is more important, or the wedding anniversary is more important than a Pressol bottle, so I'm going to have a word with him on that. So basically, Pressol, probably the best pound for pound bottle in the world. Some people may disagree and say IK. I'll disagree with those people. So what I'm going to be doing is, hopefully within the next 10 days, these are going to be live on the website, and again, there's going to be a huge comparison video done behind them, but because you're live, I'm going to show you. So we've done a trial order. It's quite a big trial order. However, on the next one, once we know what we need and we're kind of set up, it's going to be an even bigger order. So I've decided to go for this color scheme in 2 different bottles. These 2 here, specifically, you've got, these are the industrial sprayers, and this is a litre, and this is 750 ml. So the litre, obviously, I mean, you can compare what a litre bottle looks like next to a 500 ml bottle. So these, I mean, what the research that I've done is, again, these are slightly more adequate for if you're using acids or heavy alkalines or just nasty stuff, that it's slightly better in this bottle. There's nothing in our range that will burn your skin, so again, it's a little bit useless. However, the option's there. So 1 litre, 750 ml, and now this is the household sprayer. I think this is probably the most beautiful bottle in existence right now. It looks amazing. I mean, behind me, obviously you can't see this, there is a huge amount of boxes and bottles everywhere. So we are running out of space massively because it's had to come in here. But yeah, this is probably the most beautiful bottle you will ever see on the planet. But most importantly, apart from the design, yes, even these, I mean, the designs are nice. This is ergonomic in your hand. It kind of tilts away from you. So it's the spec on these, it's a double action trigger. So it means on a normal trigger, you press it once, you have to release it and spray it again. Whereas on these, no matter which action you're doing, it's going to spray. So in, spray, out, spray. So if you're doing like, that's a really bad kind of sound effect, but yeah, it's an unbelievable trigger. I've had my trial household bottles, which are in 500 ml. Obviously, you've seen me using them on YouTube already. They're in that cupboard. They're about 6 months in now, and I've had wheels, undress, citrus, glass, obviously detail spray, ceramic, and tire dressing, right, in this. So I've had every viscosity, every pH level in there, bar acid actually, because you just, well, I don't use acid. And yeah, they've been fantastic. No leaks, no nothing. So yeah, next time you will have lights. In fact, Andre, I've just been talking about you. You should be here today taking pictures of these and this and everything else. So yeah, I mean, these bottles, as I said, our photographer's actually in the chat now. Andre, he's clearly skiving somewhere. So these should be live within 10 days. I am super excited to actually launch these bottles. I mean, seriously, I've been in testing with them for probably well over a year. Both research, usage, label specs, stuff like that, because as you can see right now, you will receive these without any labels, so unlabeled. They're going to be quite hard to label because, again, this style's different, but the dream for me is you can buy a label pack from us. We're going to make some unbelievable labels because right now, obviously, as you can see, it's actually perfect timing. On here, we have quite a unique label. We have what I call a 50-50 label. So we've got a colored label, right? And then we've got a clear label, exactly half, kind of 50-50. So basically, the reason why this label is not ideal for many applications, I've just decided to make my life hard with Kelly, is the fact that, can you see here, even though it's clear, it's still a label, you just cannot see it. So when you've got the clear parts, you can't put as much as you want on there. So for example, if you want to put foil on there, matte finishes, satin finishes, it's impossible because there has to be a backing. So the black stuff, we can foil that and we can make it like matte, textured, just anything you can ever think of inside your head, it can be done. So currently on ours, I mean, again, I still think this is probably one of the nicest label designs like in the market, if not the nicest, because nobody's got the minerals to try something new. But we have. So I mean, they still throw us many issues, these labels. I don't know how they managed to do it, but the foiled, the Y, again, it's against a clear background, really hard. It's a very expensive label. Now, the point I'm trying to get to is on these bottles, we are going to go for a full solid up and down label, which means we're going to have, imagine just like a grey backing, and on top of the grey, we're then going to put any color we want, any texture, any finish. It's going to look unbelievable. So we're going to sell you the label packs, and you're going to basically, you're going to buy them and you're going to apply them yourself, because again, some people may not want these with labels, some may do. So I don't want to kind of play the game of kind of guessing how many like we have to label and stuff. So it's up to you. If you buy a bottle and you want a label with it, you just buy a label. And then the end goal is on a garage wall like you see behind me, you can eventually, obviously we'll sell you the shelves, but for now not. But when we do, we're going to sell you the shelves, and you're going to have all these beautiful bottles sat on there, all labeled up to your spec, however you want it, however many wheels and glass and whatever. And you're just going to look at them and use them and look at them again and kind of clean them up, and you're just going to let your wildest garage dreams kind of run wild. I don't care, because I'm supplying you with this and I'm giving you the opportunity to go nuts, because I'm gonna, obviously I've got an infinite supply of these, so I'm gonna have multiples of everything, of every product. And eventually, again, I don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody, but eventually on that wall behind me, above the compressor, we'll probably move and buy a new compressor anyway, but in that space we're going to arrange something that is also coming to the store very shortly. I say shortly, but I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, I don't know. I'm chasing it. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So these bottles, keep your eyes out. They're going to be kind of bashed everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like all our social medias. Again, our group, YumCars Official. It's going to be everywhere. So keep your eyes on this, because guys, I'm telling you, this is the best bottle money can buy. It's not going to be a £2 bottle. I will admit that straight away. I can't give you a price now because I yet haven't worked out, because HMRC haven't hit us with the final import tax. Oh God, so I'm waiting for the last piece, and then me and Kelly are going to sit down, work out the numbers, and obviously work out how much the bottle's going to be. But it should be like mid-teens, hopefully. No more than £20. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, so I've been super excited. I've been in since about 10 to 8 this morning, just unpacking pallets as you do on a Saturday morning. So yeah, that's why, in fact, I've got two monsters. I've got a half empty one, but I've just decided to crack, just make sure it doesn't fall over in the chair, a full one, because I need some extra fuel. So, what was I talking about? Oh, and the dress, obviously. I've got you the imminent release and something that has just been released. So again, Dress V2, we've had a huge reaction from this. So anybody watching, thank you. It's been truly an amazing week for us with the launch. Like I said on Instagram last week, over that 12-hour period, so overnight, however long it was, 16 hours I was kind of tracking it for, it has been the #1 release kind of launch day by a clear mile as well. So again, I use it relatively because 1 year ago we weren't as big as we are now. So again, I'm trying to kind of do it kind of relatively, because next year we launch a product that's going to probably do better than what we've just launched with this. But still, in terms of the aggressiveness, I mean, and the uptake of the product has been kind of extreme. So over the bank holiday weekend, we came back to an absolute mountain of orders. obviously, as you know, I work 24/7 with Kelly, but for that weekend, we decided to kind of take a day or two off and go and see my parents, and, with the dogs and stuff like that. I went to the beach and like walked the dogs. In fact, Jeff, so our spaniel, has never been to the beach. So we thought, yeah, let's go. So we went to the beach, let him have a little run with all the dogs and stuff. It was quite funny. So because of this, for the first time in 3 years, we haven't packed orders over the weekend, because I'm here anyway filming. So once I finish filming and editing, if I can do, say, I don't know, 40 orders on the Saturday, 40 orders on the Sunday, that's 80 orders that I don't have to do on Monday morning, because Monday morning is just absolutely nuts. And don't forget, orders keep coming in and in. So, I don't want to come in on the morning and us and the team just start smashing out hundreds of orders when, again, it's just kind of like hectic. Emails, phone calls, everybody wants to speak to you because, again, they can't speak to us on a weekend. So this was the first time we came back, and Monday, well, in this case Tuesday, which was the Monday, Tuesday and the Wednesday were hectic for us. DPD failed to turn up. You've then seen the picture of the 7-ton truck, which I said came to the rescue. And basically what happened, DPD sometimes need shooting. We got to 5 o'clock and the DPD driver hadn't been yet. So we looked in the system and there was a new girl. I won't mention her name. But yeah, she apparently turned up here and there was nothing to collect. Now, obviously, anybody who's been here will see our signs. They're huge. We've got CCTV cameras all over the park. So we didn't see anyone come. All the doors were open and there was about 4 cars here. So, so she clearly hasn't been. So we rang. Again, don't forget, it was 5:01 at night. Everything's closing. And we had all of next door, so the distribution unit, just piles of orders. I mean, like, I can't describe to you. So we rang in panic because, again, I know what usually happens. The customer then blames us because, again, that's the natural kind of stupid thing to do, when in this case it wasn't kind of our fault. So we thought this was going to be the repeat of last bank holiday. I'm just checking, making sure there's nothing pop up. Yeah, so we thought it was going to be the repeat of the last bank holiday, which basically happened again. We dropped that stupid mystery bag offer on a bank holiday when DPD didn't turn up Friday and Monday, obviously because of the bank holiday. And then, so it was literally all of Thursday night's orders going into Tuesday morning. And they just, well, that time they turned up, but they didn't have enough vans to service our parcels. So Tuesday was a nightmare. Wednesday they had to send 3 big Ford Transit long wheelbase things, and they still couldn't fit them all in. So all week we were playing catch up, while at this time customers are just pounding us saying, like, where's my parcel? Because DPD, actually, I forgot to mention, to add more fuel to the fire, DPD send out an email notification saying to everybody, your orders are going to be with you Tuesday, which is impossible because they picked them up on Tuesday, because, again, it was the first working day of the week because of the bank holiday. So yeah, anyway, this DPD lady, Kelly, was next door on the phone, literally ripping people's heads off over the phone, of course. And this lady, a really nice lady, for the first time somebody from DPD helped us. And she actually said, I'm actually sending you a 7-ton truck because that's what you need. Hence why the picture what you saw. So yeah, we got sorted out and we had to stay until about 6:30, which is fine. I said, I'll stay here until midnight, just as long as the parcels get collected and get sent on the next day service that me and you are paying for, and you get the best service. Anyway, thank God, whatever her name was, Julie or something, lovely lady. So yeah, this uptake has been great. And what's been happening over the week is pretty much every day, multiple emails have been coming in, people saying, I'm going to try it on the weekend, which is now, but they've been impatient, as I would be as well. And I went down and started trying kind of the product. They were diluting it, not diluting it, using it on tires, and the feedback has been unbelievable. So again, because it's an unbelievable product, I expect nothing less, but it's even better when people email you, message you, call you, whichever mode of contact they choose, and they just kind of sing the praises. So yeah, it's been a good week here, and yeah, I mean, this stuff has been flying like I've never seen before. So just, yeah, we're in overtime at the minute. Again, I think I touched on this on the last kind of podcast, but before I go into there, this kind of monster is asking to be drunk. A little bit of caffeine. So I think I touched it on the last podcast. And basically, we're getting the other unit as well. So it's going to be 4 units. And the beauty of this is, me and Kelly have been talking about this. If I was talking to a unit, so next door now, and kind of show you, because there's no point talking about the third unit because it's just basically storage. And you would just see everything there. I mean, like, in fact, our storage unit's that full, which is big, that we need to obviously move it into there. That was meant to be our distribution unit. That didn't last for very long because we're literally buying up the whole world. We're just buying everything. And all the stuff has to go somewhere, and all the stuff comes on bloody pallets. Like, we took, I can't remember, it was like 45 or 50,000 bottles. So these kind of bottles. And they came on 14 pallets. Like, where do you put 14 pallets? It's these numbers become crazy. And then last week we took 45,000 triggers, obviously to match the bottles, and they came on about 12 pallets. But the thing is, the people who packed these bloody triggers in Italy packed them with like the stuff that you wrap your sandwiches with, like a sandwich wrap. It's not proper pallet wrap. So imagine, so per box is like 1,000, or I don't know, like 1,000 triggers or whatever, or 500. And obviously you put 12 of those boxes on, it becomes very heavy. And they all tippled. So what we had to do, the guy had no tail lift because it broke. So we literally had to handball it off, like about 60 boxes or 80 boxes or whatever it was. And the fact that I have injured my back, I'm not obviously letting Kelly do any of the heavy lifting. So me and the team were just sweating like no tomorrow. And again, there was no space. And we're desperate for this 4th unit. But basically what I was saying is, once we transition into the 2 storage units, we're going to have 2 just pure storage. We're going to buy everything in bulk. So like the bottles and all this. And not even touch them until we need them. And we're just going to pallet them into the units, and then next door should be, so it's going to be the same size as this, about 1,300 feet, and that's going to be a true distribution unit. Now I'm going to walk you in there. Going to be exciting for you guys, because I've had a lot of comments saying, guys, I want to see you, like us, show us more behind the scenes, which again I would, but like literally in there it's like a maze, so it's a little bit kind of difficult for you to get a perspective. But anyway, once that becomes a distribution unit, so we've got pallet racking all on the back wall, and we've got racking down the long wall as well. But I'm going to show you in there, and I'm going to show you how we build our guns, lances. You can have a look at our stock as well. I'm more than kind of comfortable to show you the stock and actually show you exactly how much we hold, because it's a ridiculous number of like all the bottled items. I mean, there must be at least, I don't know, 10, 15,000 kind of ready-made product bottles, all good to go. Obviously a few triggers and stuff like that. So, and we'll show you. So it'd be really cool, and we can do like a day in the life vlog. And just, I can then bounce comfortably in between the 2 units, because hopefully that 4th unit or the 2nd storage unit is going to be really good in terms of kind of space. So yeah, it's been exciting, but that unit doesn't come live until November 1st. So the tenants are moving out on the last day of this month, so September. Then this company, which is kind of the biggest in the UK, like they have sites all over, they have to take 30 days to turn the unit around. Now, when we were in this unit first, our first unit was exciting and stuff, and we took on next door, I've seen what those 30 days look like. It's basically 3 weeks of nobody here as the next door, and then in the last 2 days, the contractors come in, paint the floor, and then leave. So we have to wait 30 days for this, when I could probably do it myself in a day. And they won't let us store anything in there because of insurance purposes, in case something gets stolen, and obviously they see how much stock we have and they don't want anything like that on their head. So we've got to wait until November 1st until we can live a little bit easier. Yeah, but it'll be exciting because it'll take us a week to move it. I'm going to get extra people in to help and stuff, because it's literally, I think we need an Arctic to move stuff. It's ridiculous. And it'll be good. So yeah, I'll walk you next door, show you the behind the scenes. The people in the membership are then going to get the behind the scenes even further. It's going to be super exciting. Obviously, this unit is still our YouTube set. We're going to continue to improve it, put more bits in, take more bits out, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's the shop as well, as you all know. But it's, as you know, 99% of all our stuff is online anyway. So this is truly my YouTube set, and I've built it for my kind of uses more than anything. But anyway, I am going to try and in fact, one more update I totally forgot this week. So we've been in touch, and we've had kind of a few conversations with a few people. I've watched a few videos which have motivated me to go and do it. Finally, it's been 3 years in the making. So basically what I did Tuesday of the Tuesday just gone, I went down to Mansfield Town Football Club. So it's actually it's exciting, and it's not because, again, it's not in the Premiership. Can't remember what league they're in. But what's exciting is the people who run the place. So the husband and Caroline Radford, she's kind of the face of the club and the chairman. What they've got is, they've got ambition. So I've been talking to their marketing kind of director, and they've got vision. They want to eventually go into the Championship / the Premier League. Hopefully they've got enough money to do that, because it's an expensive game. But what we've done is we've become a sponsor of Mansfield Town Football Club. Amazing. So we took the plunge, and I went down, and I was pitch side. It was really exciting. In fact, it was so cool. I'll tell you a joke. Well, I found it funny. So obviously I went up all dressed up, white shirt and all this, everything. I turned up in the GTS, and there's a ton of people there on Tuesday, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? Because it's raining and stuff, and the camera crews and everything. And basically, it was the last day of the transfer window, and Sky Sports decided to turn up randomly in case something happened. So I made the joke to, onto the reception saying, make it look like you're signing me, and maybe we'll end up on Sky Sports. I found that funnier than it probably should be, but yeah, it was quite fun. So I walked pitch side, and I had a look at all the kind of opportunities. But what we've decided to do is we've put up 2 boards. So again, this is going to be everything that we do here with Kelly is it's all in steps. You can't jump in right at the top end, because I'm going to explain to you the money kind of situation in a second, which is interesting if you're curious anyway. So it's all steps. So I told the marketing director that within 3 years, we want to be on the front of shirt of their home, away, and the training gear and stuff like that. So again, it is now Saturday the 4th of September 2021. I've put an affirmation out there, so again, this video is getting uploaded again onto the main channel afterwards, so it's going to be here for life. So I wonder if I achieve the dreams. But I told them within 3 years I want to be on the front of your jersey. End of story. I said, how much does that cost? So just be ready for this one. So on the back of the shirt, if you just want on the back, and literally, can you see the YumCars there? It's like this. To have your logo on the back, it's 40 grand. £40,000 just for the season, by the way. So however many games that is. On the front, you're looking at probably 100. He said you won't get any change from 100,000. So yeah, a lot of money, and a lot of it. It's not the money that's the problem. It's the immediate cash flow hit, because 100,000 divided by 12, whatever that comes to, £8 and a bit thousand a year. You know, that could have been kind of easier, but again, it's like that's how these things work. You have to pay it up front. So it was interesting for me to figure out the goal. Again, he said depending on what league we're in, depending on what like if you're in the championship, for example. So if you're in the championship, you're probably looking $250,000, $1 million. So it's, you know, it's big numbers. So anyway, so we've took 2 advertising positions pitch side, which is amazing. So we've took what I call, it's my little code name for it, it's the TV corner. So obviously, because when this gets publicized on TV, Sky Sports, you're gonna see YumCars. Yes, you are. And then they're building a new scoreboard, like one of these fancy, you know, electrical things, or electronic, and we're going to be right in the middle of the scoreboard, so underneath the scoreboard, like this. Amazing. So we've secured our spot. I'll always keep those anyway, because the way you explained it to me for the real big football fans out there, obviously people say when they're watching the game live at the stadium, you always look toward the scoreboard, and guess who you're going to see? And then the TV corner is self-explanatory. So that's probably the most expensive corner on the pitch. I took that on the spot, and I took the other one as well. I said, look, just secure them now, and then we'll talk, you know, about the money and stuff. So yeah, and then he said I think it was 2 years ago, he said Liverpool came down to play, and it was broadcast on ESPN, again worldwide, like Fox Sports, I think, Sky Sports, obviously, all these things. So imagine the hundreds of millions of people actually, because it's Liverpool, even probably 1 billion people. And because we're in the type of business that we're at online, it's, you know, it's promising. So it's really exciting. We exchanged like a golden handshake. The money has been exchanged. It was meant to be, is it Saturday? Yeah. It was meant to be up for today because there's a home game on, but the sign people just haven't managed to turn around as quick as we wanted to, but it is what it is. So hopefully we'll be up next week at the stadium, and then the next time there's a home game, hopefully, you know, all the local people, obviously they're the die-hard fans here as well, so hopefully everybody will see us, because we support the local community heavily. So yeah, it's just exciting news. So I just wanted to tell you this. If anybody's interested, I think it's super cool. Right, so now time to interact with some of you people. So while I'm answering the questions, fire them back, obviously, or if you didn't like my answer, just ask it again. So let's go on to YouTube first. Hello mate, how are you? Yes, all good. Aki Ali, hello. Hi, I hope you're okay. I am, Jess, thank you very much. So I was asking about the quality. Yeah, looks great apparently. Callum Wells is here, hello. Just hand me them bottles that you have on the side. No chance. Malesko's here as well. It's a great idea getting it's a great idea getting us to label our own bottles. Well, yes, because actually it's actually a good point. When we label our bottles, we put them through a fully automatic machine. You know, it's got lasers, it's got a three roller connection, so it goes like this, you know, and it just keeps the kind of system going. So I'm talking about this bottle or this can, for example, if we're labeling it. Now, because this bottle is not your average shape, it's almost impossible. The rollers aren't going to take it, and the fact that it's got a trigger on it already, yes, you can take the trigger off, but it's much better to have it with pressure, like with a cap on. So it's a good idea for you to label your own bottles, because we had a customer in today, he recognized what those were because he watched our stories, and he agreed with me, because it's very hard. Imagine when you've got thousands of these bottles, you've got to, and thousands of other parts. Just don't forget, we have a lot of like inventory, because we build everything in-house. We actually have everything kind of separate. So for example, for the guns, we've got the guns, the plugs, the couplers, but then the couplers are 2-piece assembly. So again, that one piece becomes 2 pieces. Multiply that on everything, wheel woolies, then the bags, then the stickers that go on the bags. So it's a lot of inventory that we have on this kind of shelf. So the last thing I want to do is take 3 bottles and turn them into 6 bottles, because we'll have one unlabeled, one labeled, and do that. Obviously, like you double it up, so 3 bottles become 6. 6 bottles take up a lot of space on the big shelving, and as you know, space is king, and space costs a ton of money. We are spending a lot on kind of properties that can hold us the space. So the more I can reduce the hassle, the better. You just buy a label, you put it on. I'm going to probably, I don't know, film a video on YouTube how to apply a label to a bottle. It sounds ridiculous, men watching other men apply labels, but still, yeah, that's the reason for it. Right. I'm just reading this up. Do the 750ml bottles fit in your bag? That's a good question, Callum. I will have to double check. I'm not going to disturb the live chat just to get that bag off the wall, but more than likely, in terms of the 500ml space, so if you look at the base diameters, probably not. However, in the bigger spaces that are in the bag, the big cubby holes, it will fit. But then again, I'm thinking the litre bottle height-wise might struggle. Will you still do the cheap bottles, Michael Brett? Michael, the reason I wouldn't say they're cheap, because the bottles we buy are, well, cheap on the retail side. I know what you mean. We only did them as an in-between. We always wanted these. This is going to be the mixing bottle of choice, and we're going to most likely take down our mixing bottle, because at the end of the day, some of our products, so for example, the citrus, very strong. It's an alkaline-based kind of product. If you want the total protection, both for the trigger, the bottle, everything else, the seals, you need, obviously, one of these 3 bottles. And because we didn't want to cheap out, well, not cheap out, but rush the process and go for IK and then get this again and then drop IK, we waited and we hammered home to Germany eventually just how much value we can bring to our market and our reseller market internationally. That they eventually accepted, but this took time, and I didn't want you to go short and go and buy a bad bottle with a bad trigger and suffer with our very premium product. So we gave you our trigger that obviously we know works. It's probably the best standard trigger in the world. So I'll probably take it down, but then again, don't hold me on it. Don't blame you, dude. Everyone deserves a break now and again. Yes, it was a one-off. I felt horrible. I was up at my parents' house with Kelly, and I think at some point we both started twitching. We're like, oh, emails, work, orders. It's crazy when you run your own business. I'm in the shower thinking of stuff. I'm eating my food. In fact, I'm drinking this, thinking of things. It's crazy. Hello, what is the best way of mixing it, please? Michael, I don't know if you're still on, but mixing what? Which product? If you just mean a standard product, you work out your dilution ratio you want. So for example, 100ml of citrus to 400ml of water, pour it all in together, give it a good shake, and start spraying. So I used to work in a warehouse, and 14 pallets ain't easy to store in a small space. Yeah, it's not easy, especially when you've got 14 pallets coming each day of the week. when you do like a big order and stuff. So yeah, I just can't wait for that unit. It's killing us. It's actually killing us because we need to buy more stuff. It's coming up to Christmas. Like, we're not buying stuff for Christmas, but I mean, there's delays. Some countries break up earlier than others, especially when you go into like Germany, for example, in the winters. There might be issues with kind of the weather and the snow because they get extreme winters. That might kind of delay stuff. You hit Christmas, everybody's off for 2 weeks, so we're just thinking like we need to kind of move. So that'll be. I think my sound died there. I'm not sure what happened. I think, yeah, I hope you can still hear me well. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So, sorry, I mean the YumDress V2, again, that is a loaded question, because if you want it for the interiors, I would... Guys, my recorder seems to be jumping, so if I go down again, I need to go and get some new batteries.